This week on the House of Bread Show, we hear from Neil Carr, the head of the South Staffordshire and Shropshire Healthcare NHS Foundation Trust, which I failed to say correctly later on. We also hear about AMEY's Volunteer Day, which included a digger, and talk about a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and as always, much, much more. Right, good morning. Welcome to the House of Bread Show once more. Second week in a row, Will isn't here.
I know. I'm feeling very popular these days.
Yes, it's gone the other way now.
He
said he'd get a guest, then he wasn't on, and now he's just not here.
I know.
Right, anyway, straight on. We'll begin with last week. What happened last week? Very busy end of the week last week.
It was, yeah.
And we'll start with Thursday when we were at the North Staffordshire and Shropshire Healthcare NHS Trust Foundation AGM. First time, thank you very much. So we've got a little bit of VT to run to show exactly what went on there. So roll VT. The South Staffordshire and Shropshire Healthcare NHS Foundation Trust invited us to their AGM, so we took along our bread maker. Soon everybody was keen to get stuck in, including the head of the trust, Mr. Neil Carr, who Will managed to catch up with for a few minutes for a brief interview.
Hi, welcome to a marquee in the grounds of St George's, and I've got Neil Carr with me. And he's given really basically a couple of minutes of a very, very busy day to talk to the House of Bread. And I've got a couple of questions, Neil, if that's okay. One of the things we've noticed is an increasing number of folk that we're supporting who have mental health issues across a very broad spectrum. And one of the questions I wanted to ask you was, in terms of working with third sector partners, is that something the Trust sees as a good thing to be doing?
Oh, crucial, absolutely essential. In fact, it's fundamental. Look, everyone's on a journey, their own journey. They all have biological, psychological, social and spiritual needs. The NHS is well placed to meet a lot of those needs, particularly, around psychiatrists, biological approaches, nurses, psychologists, psychologically, but we need a lot of support for the social and that spiritual engagement. And that engagement, particularly that spiritual engagement, that sense of belonging, that sense of being needed, of being valued, is what makes all the difference to someone experiencing or recovering from a mental illness.
Well, you've just been making bread with us, and I was explaining that at Bread Church we operate this bread making, and you make 2 loaves of bread, one to keep and one to give away. And the other question I asked is, a lot of House of Bread activities all based around food, and I wanted to know if that was something that maybe a conversation around that way of engaging with people is something the Trust might find interesting to perhaps get involved with conversations with House of Bread about.
Again, yes, at many levels. Look, historically, we've put health services into compartments: physical health, mental health. What we now know, it's body and soul coming together. We know that's fundamental. So, food at many levels is essential to our service users. And we spend a lot of our time educating our service users as to what a healthy diet can do, what exercise can do, and how good food, exercise can promote mental well-being. So around that whole issue of food, it's great, isn't it? And of course what it also achieves is that togetherness, that belonging. Food is a good leveler. It allows us all to sit down and enjoy, without any status, any boundaries.
Now that's fascinating, because you're speaking our language. One of our mottos is the family that eats together stays together. I know you're a busy man, so I've just got one more question.
Sure.
In terms of your concerns about society embracing mental health, what do you see as the barriers for a lot of people who we know struggle with mental health and really understanding the needs of individuals with mental health problems?
Well, there's a seminar there, isn't there? And I'm not,
Sorry.
and I'm not so sure I've got the answers to all of that. But what I do know is this. At a societal level, we've got to be very, very clear. There's many of us make assumptions or believe mental health affects others. It doesn't affect us. It doesn't affect our families. But yet we know mental illness does not respect status, wealth. It affects us all. So I think we've got to be very, very clear that we all need to play our part. But for the person experiencing a mental illness, we are only part of that continuum. We will often help them when they're in crisis, when they are most needy. There are other organisations far better placed than us. And what's so important to us is we engage with you. We support us, you support us. You know, in my jargon, and I don't want to be managerial about it, I'm a clinician by background, it's that co-production. It's your skills, your energy, your enthusiasm and ours coming together that makes the difference.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Neil. I know you've got to sort out your bread, and you'll be getting your 2 loaves before you go home, so don't forget that. So, back to the studio.
It was a fantastic day and a brilliant opportunity to meet lots of new people and organisations who we hope to work with in the future. Right, well, yes, thank you, Will. Back in the studio. That was fantastic, wasn't it, Lisa?
It was absolutely brilliant to see all these people in their suits. Rolling up their sleeves making bread and really having a great time. And now I think they understand more the power of connecting with people, you know, through food or through just doing something simple like making bread.
Right, well, that was Thursday, and then on Friday we had lots of volunteers from AMEY. Now we got told off. We're not AMEY. They're not AMEY Construction.
No, they're not.
Just
They're
AMEY.
AMEY. They're just AMEY.
Anyway, that was on Friday, and we've got another little bit of video to show what happened with that. So, roll second VT. The day started with a brief introduction about House of Bread before everybody set off to their different tasks. First off, it was down to Rising Brook Methodist Church to see a small group who were making bread, including the rolls for everyone later on. Once their 2 loaves were made, it was off into the kitchen to make the rolls for lunch. The next group were in the community garden, where AMEY had kindly lent us a digger. Once again, so much effort had gone into the garden, and a lot was achieved in such a short space of time. Next, it was up to the unit to see what the other group had been up to, and weren't we in for a surprise?
You know, the sort of society. Oh, wow!
No!
Straight up.
I don't believe that.
Awful bit of parking. Look at this.
Oh my gosh.
The downstairs unit had been completely cleared of tents, and I'd missed every filming opportunity. So sorry about that, but I did manage to film them doing some clothes sorting. We eventually managed to stop the guys working upstairs and persuade them to come back to Rising Brook for lunch. A delicious soup and scones had been prepared for a hard-working bunch of people to say thank you very much for all they'd done. Thank you, AMEY. Right, well, again, that was absolutely fantastic. They did so much. There was only, I think it was about 16 to 20 of them, wasn't there?
Yes.
I say only, that's still a fair amount, but they did so much.
Yeah,
they did,
I mean, considering that Unit 27 was absolutely stuffed with tents, and it is now completely empty.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
There was a bit, the team who were up here, I felt a bit bad because we had to go when they started work, and they came back we came back when they were just having lunch.
Yeah.
So I didn't get much footage of them actually working, but they did clear the unit downstairs, which you did see.
They did do it.
But yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. So thank you, Amy.
Yeah, thank you.
And I believe that one of them said that they work for a different part of AMEY.
Yes.
AMEY Highways or something.
Yes.
So they said
Tarmacky Drive for you.
yes. They said they're going to come back and
we're
do
gonna
a
have
little bit more.
More AMEY people, so
Yeah,
that'll
fantastic.
be absolutely brilliant.
And once again, it was a bunch of people going, wow, you know, what a fantastic way to help people, and what a load of fun it is.
Yes.
And they really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So it's amazing how many people keep enjoying coming and helping us.
Yeah.
Surprises me, although we're here every day.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Right, so that was last week. This week, exciting stuff on Thursday.
Right.
Will is coming back and going straight into the studio in Stoke to do UCB TV.
Right.
Now this is very exciting because it's with Joe, who used to be.
Yes.
He used to be where I am now.
Yes.
In this chair, I mean, not in life, but yeah. So he's doing this program, which the name of it escapes me.
Is it Faith in Action?
Faith in Action.
Faith
Thank
in
you,
Action.
Lisa.
Nice.
Very slick show.
Yeah.
We will have. It's not going out live, so don't worry if you watch this after Thursday. It is being pre-recorded, and we'll have information about what channel, when, and where.
No.
Right, so last but not least, it is September, so now we're
is.
getting towards harvest times.
We are, and we've had 3 wonderful invitations already that I know
3.
about that are booked in the diary.
Yes, I got an email. Yeah, I've got to put the dates up.
Yes, I think 2 are a school and 1 is a church. So yeah,
That's fantastic.
possibly 4 actually.
So why would people call us, Lisa, to do their harvests?
Basically, it's a great thing to get young people involved with, and older people as well, to put their harvest gifts of non-perishables towards the food bank here in House of Bread for Stafford.
But yes, House of Bread doing harvests is great because we will come and talk to you about everything and anything, and even if you don't feel you've got enough or you don't want to do a collection or whatever, we'll still come along and talk.
Yes.
And tell you all about different stuff. And now we've got a chaplain.
Yes.
Is it chaplain?
Yes, we have a chaplain.
The Reverend Matt Turner.
Reverend.
We'll be able to send him out, and he can do all sorts of wonderful stuff at churches and at schools for harvest.
Yeah.
So it's a really good time of year for us because we get to engage. We're engaging with a lot of people at the moment.
We
do engage with a lot of schools and churches around harvest, which is absolutely fantastic. Well, fantastic! Really good week then.
Yes.
Engage with
Short
so
and
many
sweet,
people.
just
yes.
like me.
Yeah. So on that note, we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thanks. Ta-ra. Bye.
See you later.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
I knew he was dodgy.
Bye. Bye. Bye.